say you?
You waste your time, Argon. They had no honor in life, they have none now in death.
I am Isildur's heir. Fight for me. And I will hold your oaths fulfilled. What say you?
Hi, welcome to the Bible Decoded. And today is a special request. It was actually for Revelations 16 through 18. But that's taking something out of context. And so this is going to be about the book of Revelation according to John. It is the same revelation that is given to Enoch. It is the same revelation. Okay? It's part of the promise. It is revealed to them the end of the story when God and man become one. God goes and wraps humanity up, okay, like he's been doing to the individuals, and he brings him to El Shaddai. You know, what are the three greatest things in life? Faith, hope, love. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. And then, you know, he's complete. You don't need the earth anymore. You don't need the stage anymore. And what is meant by those written in the book, you know, those are the ones that were called, and those were the ones that were said, look, there is a better way, and, you know, you don't have to live in pain and suffering, and you can be free, but you got to let go of that guy. Okay? Let your brother be like me. You and him be like me. Okay? Think like me. The one in your heart. Okay? Err on the side of love. You know, common sense, common decency. It's common because it works for all. It's not to be, ooh, that's common sense. You know, yes, the most important thing in the world. Good manners are free. They cost you nothing. They get you everything. Okay? Treat others like you want to be treated. You're the king of your world, so you want to be treated like a king. So you treat all guests accordingly. You treat everyone accordingly. You treat them with politeness, with dignity and respect, good manners. You don't have to think like them, but you do treat them with respect. You are a human being, and therefore you are the child of God. And when all men, you know, humanity as a whole, a majority, and the book of life, meaning the ones who are to be called, the ones who are listening to this, the ones who are trying to understand the Bible and read it and are searching for answers. You know, I don't know about you guys, but right before I got dinked, you know, with that lightning bolt, you know, nobody understood a freaking word that was coming out of my mouth. And make complete sense to me, thank you very much. You know, what's the matter with you? You didn't hire me to tell you you're great, and that's a great idea. You hired me to catch the holes so that as a team we all look good, you look good. If we look good, you look good. You know, I'm trying to say here's a hole. You know, I'm not knocking anything. You know, this was my experience. And they all were taking it very personally. You know, and I was living objectively. And I had maligned my boss, but it was a very strange way of things, you know, working. And all these things going on, you know. And the details themselves, you know, you can see how, why people, okay, I don't go at home, I live at work because, you know, the trouble's at home, but then you bring the trouble to work, and then the trouble begins at work, you know, and then and then you bring that trouble from work back home, and, you know, and it's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, you know, and then somebody you love usually says something that hurts you to the quick. You know, like, you know, you're just being a drama queen, Rita. They ain't being all that bad. You know, okay, I'll shut up, but that's what you're thinking in your head. You know, they've all gone crazy. You know, this is not personal. What does the matter with you? You know, so that taking things personally and attacking the one you think judged you. I'm not judging you. And this is the road we go on before we come to recognize, you know, that's, you cry out in pain. What the fuck is going on here, Pops? Huh? Huh? I love you. I'm trying to do my best. You know, it was all great. Everything was rock and roll. It was all beautiful. You know, and then this guy showed up. You know, and all seemed to start going yucky. You know, and my intentions were good. What the hell? You know, then you come to learn there's no good, there's no bad. You were judging. Oh, you know, your own Job, your own story. Unfolding is towards the end before you know, you cry out. No one's understanding a word you said. They're taking it to be the opposite. They think you've judged them. It's because you've thought people could judge you. And now here are whole groups of humanity doing it to each other. Okay, and they'll pick on the littlest thing. They don't really mean, you know, black men or white men. They don't mean that. They mean, you know, they're the master and I have to divide and conquer you. So, you know, I'll use you to do it to them. And I'll sit back and watch. Do you like it? But there's enough individuals in the world that have had this happen to them, and it doesn't matter what their experience is. It all gave them pain and suffering. And this was shown to us in the 60s when white and black came together, you know, and it had been going on since the 20s when Al Jolson put on that blackface and said, I'm still going to sing their songs, even though you won't let them on this stage to do it with me. There. I love that man. He was great. He really was. And, you know, and you had the Hattie McDaniels and the Lena Horns and the, you know, all these beautiful and wonderful people, Sidney Poitier and the scientists, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson and all these wonderful people, you know, and we all know it's not the color of your skin. It's just ridiculous. They're whipping up the ignorant. You can see it. Use your common sense. Step back and look at it. Stop being emotionally involved. Okay? And look, because this is what you should be doing with your life itself. Stop responding. Take a step back and look at it. Okay, now look at humanity. What's going on here? You're in the grips of the devil. You're fighting with the devil. You know, that's what you made that devil. Hug him. Hug him. And then listen to the story of Revelation. Because this is what's happening. Okay? When we enter the life bearer, it begins the 1,000 years of peace, of harmony, of unity. You know, the actual shift itself began 12/21/12, 333, God and Main Rising, 369. That Fibonacci sequence. And what began, the universe itself began expanding more quickly, and it began to get noticed a couple of years after that, because men have to see it for a while before they'll say, look. So, because it's hindsight, right? It's backward now. So, God projects out the things He's telling us into the universe. Okay? He's telling humanity. And that's why the ancients, you know, were mapping the stars and doing all that, because they knew there were messages in there. If things change, if something appeared, you know, God planned that. Now, science could tell you, well, that happened 50 minutes. I don't care. I don't care how it happened. I don't care how you think it happened. I don't care. You know, there's a light in the sky. That's what I'm aware of. Okay? That's a message. And, you know, science kind of takes that away. Don't come down this rabbit hole. This is how it physically happens. And yeah, that's all cool, man. Go ahead. I get you. It's okay. But you have to determine how you're going to comprehend this. And the revelation of John is that a man named John, and John means Yah is gracious, God is gracious, consciousness is gracious. Okay, loves you in your heart. So, and then it begins the revelation of Jesus Christ. It was revealed to me, you know, what happens with the Christ. And that's humanity, okay? Because it's humanity experiencing what the individuals have been experiencing. And more people are not only being born again, but they're receiving the promise as well. And it accelerates. And we're expanding, okay? And for the first time ever, the atomic clocks will start to be taking a minute away from time. They've been adding a minute to time for, you know, forever since they've been messing with the clocks. At least since the 50s when they made the atomic clock. So they've been adding 1 second every year and a half. Well, this time around, it looks like they're going to start subtracting. That's how fast it's expanding. Okay. So now we're taking time back. It's like Superman, right? When he's going to save Lois Lane. He goes round and round and round around the earth, you know? And then what happens? He turns back time. And Lois is alive. He revised, you know? Things are happening for a reason. And you just love them. And what happens is, it really is like that Indiana Jones scene, you know? Close your eyes, Miriam. For God's sake, close your eyes. Don't open them. No matter what you hear. No matter what, you know? Because ugly's about to happen to the ugly. They don't know any better. They keep their eyes open and they get, you know? But humanity as a whole goes within and says, you know, save me from this nightmare. This can't be. And here come the lightning bolts. You know? Because the baby's born, right? He's born. He's been raised up. He's been just waiting for you to tell him what to do. You know, and you're incubating. He's born. They're waiting on man. Okay? And here comes humanity, who has trained their imaginations and used it to rewrite their minds to be like the one in their heart. And they are turning away from these people. They're turning away from these fools. They've had enough. No, I don't think so. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say or do. I know you're better than that. You know, you're just not thinking. You're not thinking. If you stopped and thought about it, you'd realize you're trying to enslave half the population and incite the other half. And that is just crazy thinking. We're just not going to do that. No, walking away. Talk to the hands. Talk to the hands. No. Okay? Not listening to you. This is happening in different ways throughout the world, you know. And whether it's the pandemic bullshit, who doesn't know to cover their nose and mouth when they cough and sneeze? Who doesn't know go wash your hands after you do that? Why do I have to put the mask on because you're afraid of death and think I don't know that? That's your problem, buddy. Airborne's airborne. Airborne. The virus has gone airborne. Man, get over it. You're the one who's afraid of it. I know it's God. He's not hurting a thing. Okay? Yeah. You're the one making a big deal out of it. Okay? But all those people were meant to die. That's their role. If they weren't dying of that virus, they'd be dying of a heart attack. They had a lesson, a message, a gift to give to someone. Okay? And instead it got turned into this. Look at them, they died of COVID. No, they didn't. Not one of them did. Not one of them. COVID doesn't kill you. Okay? It doesn't. It's the pneumonia that they can't stop that kills you. And they don't want to tell you that. They'll say underlying conditions. And that's true too. It's your time to go. It's your time to go. Only God's doing that. You wouldn't err on the side of love. You wouldn't seek him out. So you're not in the book of life. You got to go. Okay? You got to go. It's that time. And that's what's meant by have courage. And these things that are written about in the Revelation, it's done. The 7 stars, the 7 horns, it's done. They're rolling up the stage. Okay? And anyone in there who got caught up in the rolling up of the stage, died, is going to get pulled out of there. Come on, you guys, come on out of there. That's for the dead boys. It's consciousness, and it's rolling that up, and it's wrapping it up, and the dead get wrapped up and, put into a corner. And then for 1,000 years, man on earth does a great job. He makes this beautiful place. It's wonderful, and the objective side calls that the Great Reset, and they mean, of course, how they perceive life, which is objectively. But that's a message to you through them that here it comes, the Great Reset, and that's what the Great Reset is, and you have to have courage while they're getting rolled up and wrapped up and thrown in the corner. Okay? You have to have courage. You have to have faith. So then 1,000 years of great stuff. But then they wiggled out of that bundle that got thrown in the corner. And they come out again. Okay. But that's when the final judgment happens. And it's no. And this time, that's the end of the stage. And the earth and everything else goes. And the righteous, the ones of love, the men of Israel who are there, get pulled out. And what's left they call it in a fire, but it's really being reabsorbed back into consciousness. Okay? I'm the one that's been doing the thinking for you, and that's not happening anymore, so. And they get reabsorbed, repurposed, because you can't kill it. It's all God. So it's important to stick to your guns, but recognize what's going on. And you get what you get. But that final judgment is, it's your judgment staring at you. You believed people could be like that. You judged others. Now, you stopped looking at them that way. No, they're my brother. I don't believe they're like that. I don't believe anybody thinks like that. No, you can't wrap it up in politics and say it's not being a slave and a master Relationship, no. No, I'm not your slave. You're not my master. No one has authority over me. I'm the only one with authority over me. There's nothing you can do about it. You can try to influence all you want. You can't. You can't. I have to choose. I allow you to. And those days are over. No one influences me. I will listen. I'll know that's their perception. And I'll make my own decision. We all do. We all imagine it'll be some way. You know? And then the opposite is shown you. So you'll deal with it. The story's over. That's what that is. That's the end of the story. So you can see that humanity right now is one side is just not listening to the other. One side just really doesn't know any better. And they think you're stupid for thinking the way you think because they think objectively. And you think subjectively because you believe in the Bible and you're being led and you're playing your role. And don't worry, your lightning bolt's coming. It's all good. Yeah, share the love. You know, everyone has an opportunity to join in. You know, no man gets left behind. This is the book of Revelations. And all that cockeyed, it doesn't happen to you. You've been called up. You're up here. You're here to watch. You're here to watch the show with everybody else. Show's over. Oh, cool. Yeah. Now we're gonna go express love. Yeah. You know, it describes the seraphim and you know, it's great. It's a great revelation. You know, it reveals the Christ. Okay, the revelation of Jesus Christ. It reveals the Christ. And the revelation of the Christ is all of humanity receives the promise. And it seems like it's all over your ass at this moment. And everything's gone crazy. Well, that means, you know, go back to MOAB, the mother of all bombs, and drop it. Just keep dropping it, just keep dropping it, just keep dropping it. You just keep loving him. Because in the end, it doesn't matter. Some of them are just never meant to be alive, expressing life. They were made to play that role. It's okay. God loves them too. He's got to wrap them up in motion. Okay, it's okay. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
Release us. Bad idea. Very handy in a tight spot, these lads, despite the fact they're dead.
You gave us your word.
I hold your oath fulfilled. Go. Be it